Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the June 29th, the magical Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, we've got you covered there, too. You can go ahead and send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question and in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Magical, Magnificent Monday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got all the indices in the green, with the exception of the spot volatility index, which is trading out at 33.25 and is trading below the 50-day exponential moving average. The Dow is up 440 points. That's up 1 3/4%. The S&P 34, the NASDAQ 100 up 77 points. That's the weak link out here. It's up 0.8%. And then you've got the transports up over 2%, 210 points. The Russell, big mover out here, up 43 points, trade out at 1422. But I do see we've got a caller, and we have call-ahead seating. So let's go out to Mark in Fort Collins. Mark, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing on Monday?
Good. How are you?
I am doing very well. Did you have a nice weekend?
I did. Yourself?
Yes. What's it like in Fort Collins for your summer? Is it warmer, colder, hot?
Hot.
Ooh.
Just plain hot for this time of year. It's been in the 90s. It usually isn't. We don't usually get that till July, August time frame, so it might not bode well for the rest of the summer.
Okay. Well, speaking of not boding well right now, I guess it would be U.S. Steel. But you want to talk about U.S. Steel. Tell me what you're looking at and how I can help you.
I took a position. I was waiting for it to test the 7.18 to $7 area.
Okay.
And I took a position at 7.20. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are. I've got a pretty tight stop on it. They issued a bunch of shares, I think 50 million more shares or something like that, which is why it had the big down day on the 18th of June.
Got it. Okay.
And so I've just kind of been keeping an eye on it since then.
So from strictly from a profile perspective, the levels that we would be looking for come from the weekly and the monthly time frame, because that move, the issuance of additional shares out there, that took price below the bottom of its daily profiles, and no new profile has formed. So the first thing you and I are looking for is, hey, where's their support out here? On the weekly time frame, it's 7:15. So it's beautiful with regard to understanding that support level where you've entered that trade out here. And, on a weekly basis, I know you've got a tight stop. On a weekly basis, a close below 7:15 would then suggest that price could pull back to the bottom of its bullish structured monthly profile, and that would take into the 554 level. Now, on a bullish structured profile, we know that buyers reside at the bottom. That's at 554. Sellers are up at the 1352 level. It's that center line that you're kind of focused on right now, which is 753, because that's where both buyers and sellers are. So you kind of put that from a profile perspective together with what you're looking at in the monthly time frame, and 715 should be good support out there. So I like the trade setup from a standpoint of support using that weekly profile out here. So before I switch charts, any questions about the profile levels that we're looking at here?
Nope, that makes great sense. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So now let's bring over U.S. Steel, and let's go take a look at the. Let's just start with the daily time frame charts out here, because you're really focused on the daily. So on the daily, if price does pull back further, and what I don't have on the daily is any kind of bottoming signal or pattern, not just yet. Now, today is going to be bar number 8, or should be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. The issue there, or the problem there, Mark, is that for that pattern, typically the way that pattern works is its high or low would occur on bars 8, 9, or the bar following 9. So that would say if today doesn't take out Friday's low out here, that you could see a spike down or move down Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, potentially, if that TD9 count was going to identify a bottom. Now, if the TD9 count did identify a bottom, what we like is that it would appear that it's identifying that bottom below breakout support, which is measured at 668. So unlike the profiles that gave us values of where buyers or sellers are, support, here, with regard to the breakout level, it's at 668. So that's what the daily time frame chart shows. Any questions about the daily chart?
Nope, that looks good. I understand it.
Perfect. Okay. So now let's go look at the weekly time frame chart out here. So on the weekly, we've got that nice, it's got that nice TD9 count top out here. So that identified the top on the weekly. We know that price is sitting right at support. Its weekly oscillator and change line is 668. Now that could be another area of support, but that 668 is really tying right back into exactly 668, that breakout level on the daily time frame. So I don't know if you said you had a tight stop. Is it below 668?
It's right around like the 675 area.
675. Okay, so if it's around 675, my recommendation is going to be to pull it back a bit, knowing that we've got the 660, those few pennies, knowing that we've got that breakout support there, give it a little bit more room. If it was much tighter than that, maybe we would have had a different conclusion. But knowing that, I would move it down below that 668 level out there. So that's the message from the daily and the weekly. Let's just take a look at the monthly time frame out here. So on the monthly time frame, what U.S. Steel's biggest fly in its ointment out here is that oscillator on change line. And granted, this month, the month of June, we did see it spike and try to take that out, and it looked really good before the issuance of those shares. But we can see on the monthly time frame that that's going to be a key level for this trade to really get traction for you. And that's priced out at 851. But there's nothing here on the monthly time frame that's really going, well, other than knowing that you've got significant resistance out there, that's going to change what you and I just looked at on the daily and weekly. Cool with that so far?
Yep.
Is there any other time frame that you would like for U.S. Steel?
No, that kind of answers my questions. I had one general question on your newsletter, and I don't want to give away your trade, but I was under the impression that we got stopped out of one of the commodity trades on Friday because it went down below your intraday stop price, and it doesn't show that on your daily or your newsletter this morning, and I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, and I'll correct that tonight. You know what, Mark? I put the trade in on my system, in my account, and I transposed that stop. Instead of being 491 like it should have, it says 419 on mine. So, yes, we should be out of that trade. Hey, have a great day. Good to talk to you. That was Mark in Fort Collins. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get to our questions. We've got about 6, 7 of them in the queue right now. So let's take a look. Ruby has a question here, and it is about the NQ. So she wants to look at the NQ. The question, or Steve, can you look at the NQ? Very poor bounce. Do you see a top here position? Thanks. So when we take a look at the NQ, and so Ruby is absolutely correct here. The NQ is a NASDAQ 100, is the weaker of the indices, right? If we take a look at this page here, we can see the percentage increase, decreases, one-day rate of change, and the NQ, or the NASDAQ 100, is up 0.7%, 0.8%. So it is the weakest. However, Ruby, if we take a look at, so in one sense, absolutely correct. Now, why would it be the weakest, or why could it be the weakest? Well, if we take a look at the 4 equity future contracts out here, the one thing that the NQ did not do on Friday was close below the bottom of its bullish structured profile. And that's really important, because we can go back historically and take a look at the NQ, and I can put up all these profile levels, and you will see that not until we see 2 closes below the bottom of a daily profile out there will we get any kind of change in trend signal. So yes, it was a nice and a swift move to the downside. The NASDAQ moved lower on Friday, but what it stopped short of doing was generating a change in trend signal. In order for that to happen, Ruby, we'd need to see it close below 98.31. Now, this is a bullish structured profile as well, and price right now is sitting nowhere other than the center of that box, right, where within inside this range, the range 98.31 to 10.062, that both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value within that range out there, that price range. So because price never busted through support, the bottom of that daily profile, it's really the strongest of the 4 indices. You kind of see that? Yeah, even with the move on Sunday. So the move on Sunday, yes, it was. So we have to take a look at, so it's a daily time frame chart. And Ruby, you've heard me say this on the show before, that it's really the body of the candle that is the essence of price, that it's not the extreme emotions. It's not those upper and lower wicks or upper and lower shadows out there. Yes, those are what transpired during that time period. But at the end of the trading session, because, I hate saying at the end of the day, but at the end of the trading session, where did price close? And did it test a level of support or resistance? And yes, in this case here, the NQ tested support, but it has rejected support. Now, if price inside the NQ out here is able to to clear the center of its profile out there, again, that number is 9908. We'll call 9909. Then that's going to suggest, Ruby, that the NQ could make a run to 10062. Now, we're looking at the daily time frame chart, and I want to make sure that we keep this in perspective, because what did occur last week was we did get a topping signal inside of the NQ. That was wave number 7, so that's letter G, or Rhodes momentum indicator top. Either way, we've got 2 topping patterns. And over time, we may see price get to 93.09. But the trigger that's going to happen, Ruby, is we have to see it close below the bottom of that daily profile. Make sense out there? I mean, these profiles are really cool tools, because without them, we couldn't go look and understand what did Friday's action, or what did, in this case here, Ruby asking about Sunday evening's open and what's transpired so far. What does that mean? Now, because remember, when you get a topping pattern, the only real requirement of sellers out there is to go try to bust out support. So inside the NQ, knocking on the door, but unable to do so. And that 98.31 is really a key level. Until we see a close below that, Ruby, what this is telling us is we should see over the course between now and Thursday, likely a move inside the NQ up to 10,135. 10,135. So hopefully that answers. Now, you asked, is it possibly topping? So I don't know the time frame that you were asking about. The daily had an absolute top. The weekly pattern has an absolute top. But intra-session, right, we've got a bounce that's going on, and price is still above the bottom of that profile. So on the 30-minute time frame chart here, the next key battleground is around 99.52. That's its TD9 count breakdown level. Now you can see the nice Rhodes momentum indicator signal out here. Price should at least get to 99.52 out there. The reason, if it doesn't get there, it'll really come from the message coming from our 5-hour time frame chart inside the NQ. If we were looking at the 5-hour time frame chart, which, by the way, does have a valid buy the D point and a valid Gartley buy pattern as we speak right now, because this was a key reversal session out here that we're in on this 5-hour. By the way, this bar completes at 2 p.m. But what it hasn't done, or where price got up to and rejected, was Stevie's red line, 99.27. So, Ruby, when I take a look at it like this out here, the real key level to be watching is going to be Stevie's red line at 99.27, 99.28-ish type area. If price is able to close above that, then you should anticipate a move up to, in the case of the 5-hour time frame chart, 10.086. So I hope that helps you out with regard to the NQ out there. So, great. And thanks for your comments on the Russell 2000, which, by the way, the Russell 2000 has been the strong dog this morning percentage-wise. But if you take a look at the Russell 2000, look at where its bounce has taken us. Now, this descending trend line, if you looked at Friday's YouTube version, you'll see that was out there. So price has really run into potentially a resistance level. If price can get above this little descending trend line, Ruby, you can put this on your chart. Then you should anticipate that price will make its way up to 1764, the top of that daily profile out there. Speaking of profiles, let's finish this up here. The ES Mini trading below the bottom of its box out there. The bottom of its profile is 30.42. And so if price can close above that, you'd anticipate a move to 30.72. That's the center of its bullish structured profile here. Inside the Dow, profile-wise, the weakest of all of them. No profiles here for us to really use for any possible interpretation out there. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for asking the question. Let's go to a couple of questions that have come in by email. Let me do this here. Let me try to fire up the coffee futures contract. This is going to be for Larry. Let me see. I've got to do this here. get over it. It'll take just a moment. So Larry's asking a question specifically about the 10-minute time frame out here. So let me get the 10-minute time frame. I need to reload all this historical data. So let's just give it a minute to do that. That was all. Oh man, what the heck? Oh, it's loading. Okay. So Larry had a very detailed question, but the essence of his question was, what was going on in the 10-minute chart for coffee? This is coffee futures, the September coffee future contract out here. And in essence, why did it make its top out here? And so you take a look at two patterns that you and I use. One is Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and that's this little black diagonal line that was drawn here. You can see on a 10-minute basis, Larry, you had a key reversal session. A key reversal session requires three things. One, the market must be in extended condition. I promise you, if you see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, the market is definitely in an extended condition. So that's off the table. Check mark number one. Number two, the prior bar's high and low has to be exceeded. We've got that. And there needs to be a close in the opposite direction. So we've got that out here. So you've got to, even though it doesn't show up as a bearish reversal candle, your Japanese style, this is a bearish reversal candle. Plus you had a TD9 count. And now prices pulled back, and it closed below 100.05. So Larry, with price trading, if price closes below 99.31, you'd expect price to pull back to 97.65. Why did price stop where it did? It's got the two patterns that you and I look at to identify tops and bottoms. Doesn't matter what time frame. This was your 10-minute time frame chart. Great. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
folks. Dow at 45, S&P 36. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Mike H. Michael wants to take a look at Plug is the ticker symbol. I've been wanting to go long, but the stock keeps running away from me. What shall I do at this juncture? Wait for a pullback? Absolutely. But let's take a look at why we would say that out here. And it's clearly running away, so to speak, or really trading above resistance, above its daily, its weekly, its monthly market profiles. So very bullish. But we can see the A to B equals CD pattern. This morning it hit a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD. Now, I don't know what page on Tom's book, The Art of Timing the Trade, but on one of those pages he talks about specifically about that 1 to 2 A to B equals CD and how usually when you get there, there's usually some kind of change in trend. So you've got that piece of information. But let's take a look at Plug on the other time frame charts, daily, weekly, and so forth, and see what we see. Now, specifically the daily out here, Michael, as we take a look at it, today is going to become bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Now, the last time that Plug made a little bit of a high out here was on bar number 9 of a TD9 count. So I couldn't with any type of sincerity suggest that you jump into a position on a day when you're completing the 9 count. Now, look, we might see a higher high tomorrow, and I don't know that this is going to identify the top. I just know that it's a topping pattern, and therefore you would make decisions based upon that, and you would never enter a long trade when price is making bar 8, 9, or the bar following 9 out there. You just wouldn't. Now, if price does pull back, where would price find support? Well, the first place we'd be looking is between 647 and 662 out there. Because of the A to B equals CD pattern, you would have a sell the D point if we saw a bearish reversal candle. Now, we don't have that today. You've got to sit on your hands and wait to see what forms tomorrow and or Wednesday. We're going into a holiday weekend, so not expecting anything substantial to the downside, I wouldn't think, but anything can happen out there, especially in today's day and age. But the daily chart is saying, okay, you've been patient thus far. Be patient at least for the rest of this week, and let's watch, or you watch, to see what patterns, and just make me aware of something that might look unusual. So the daily says potential for a topping signal. The weekly also shows price moving higher, doing less relative energy, but only in week number 6 or bar number 6 of a TD9 count. So that's off in the distance 2, 3, 4 weeks from now out here. So it would be the daily time frame that we would continue to watch. And on the monthly time frame, I don't have anything out here that's going to be of any assistance for us other than we can see that price is making its way back into a previous swing point out here. But I don't have any kind of topping signal or anything like that. So, Michael, in New Hampshire, just be patient. And let's see if we get a pullback and then see what's occurring, should that occur, as price pulls back to those support areas, 647 to 662. Hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Our next question coming in from Mo. Double Mo's out here. And Mo, a long question. So I read through it during the break. And so you want to take a look at ticker symbol TURN. And so let's take a look at it. TURN is the ticker symbol. It's been a long-term holding from a relative. And here's what we know about 180-degree capital, and that is that price right now is trading below the bottom of its daily profile, which is $180 out there. It's trading below the bottom of weekly profile, which is $185, so 180, 185, and it's trading below the bottom of its monthly profile, which is 194. None of those are good scenarios unless we can identify a really nice bottom. We can see the potential of a Gartley sell pattern, an A to B equals CD on the daily time frame, although I haven't drawn it in. You can see, or you should be able to see, the A to B equals CD pattern out here. So that is suggesting a pullback. And we're going to go try to figure out where maybe this is pulling back to. So as we take a look at that's the daily time frame. Well, nothing wrong with that. It's just that I want to give you more than just the daily time frame. So I'm going to go over my other chart here, let that load. But on this daily time frame, we've got the A to B equals CD, the sell the D point, but you would need to see price close below $154 to tell you that this is really headed much lower. That's your breakout level of support. Friday was a nice big old hammer candle out there. So, so it was trying or is trying to hammer out a bottom out here. Resistance is at 201. So daily time frame. Supported at $154, resistance at 201, has a sell the D point. Friday's candle was a hammer candle, and if you see it close below that 154 is almost a guarantee out there. And we know that price is trading below all the key levels of its market profile support, daily, weekly, and monthly. But we want to go take a look at the weekly and the monthly time frame because this has been such a long-term holding, really kind of take a look at it more from that perspective. So we'll just start with, well, I can't do it from the quarterly because there's just not enough data. But the monthly, still not enough data. I guess we'll have to make that decision from the weekly time frame. So let's populate this weekly chart out here. And what do we see? Last week was 2 weeks ago was bar number 8 of a TD9 count. See how that was the high? So now you've got a valid topping pattern out here that, again, on a weekly basis says that all that sellers really have the role to do here is to try to push price back to support. And that first level of support, because price is below the bottom of its weekly profile out here, Mo, is going to be $1.62. You've been holding it this long. I wouldn't, and if price can take out the high from a couple weeks ago, a run up to the $2.20 level is where you would be looking. So if you're asking me what I recommend holding on to this or cutting your losses at this stage here, you've held it this long. I would have to see, or I'd suggest that you want to see support clearly being broken. And yes, we established that support has been broken from a profile perspective, but that's not the only levels of support that we look at. On a weekly time frame, those levels, by the way, would be $1.30 and $1.62. So I hope that information should assist you in making your decision out here. We can see the resistance on the weekly, and I would wait to see support broken. At least broken for 2 consecutive days out there. Otherwise, I'd stick with it since you've been in it for such a long period of time. We've got another question here coming in from Mr. D. Mr. D purchased shares of CABA. CABA is the ticker symbol out here. And let's go take a look at CABA. What is it doing? Above the daily, right into resistance on the weekly, 1250. So if you were wondering where your resistance level was, you're saying today's high fills many gaps from the past. What do you see in the charts for the short, medium term? So I don't really see a gap. I just see a move higher out here. Oh, filled gaps on the left-hand side. Okay, gotcha, see ya, and so forth. Price ran into resistance, the bottom of its profile here at 1250. That's what I know about CABA from its weekly time frame. But let's look at Stevie's other charts out here. Get a feel for any kind of patterns. Well, today's going to be bar number 7 of a TD9 count. No reason for this that I can see for this not to continue to move higher. Its TD9 breakdown level is 1501. But be careful because, remember, it could be tomorrow, could be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday that identifies that TD9 count top. But at this stage here, even though, what do I see in the short term? I see a continued move up towards 1501. Whether it gets there or not, that I don't know, but I don't see a reason to sell that today if that's what you were asking. On the weekly time frame out here for CABA, this is going to us interesting. So now you've got a weekly basis, you do have a TD9 count pattern, with this being the bar following bar number 9, right up into resistance. So that's interesting. So now what do we do? Mr. D? I think you still hold it. But you got to be a little bit more cautious because of that weekly TD9 count out here. And the 9s work for this stock. 9 count bottom back in March. 9 count top out here back in June, and we saw a retracement right back to its TD9 count breakout level. 7 buckaroonies out there. Folks, you want to learn this tool. Go subscribe to Mastering Probability, even if for less than 30 days out there, to learn how to use this. We're great.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back. Dow's up 504, S&P 39. Let's go to our next question out here. This one coming in from V. V wants to take a look at AAL, that is American Airlines, as well as copper. So don't know what you're interested in doing with regard to American Airlines. If you're looking to go long, well, then from a profile perspective, you've got support at 1209. It's trading out at 1332. The low so far this morning was 1202. So price is tested and rejected support on a weekly basis out there. Let's pull over our other charts out here, see what we see on the daily time frame or the weekly time. Oops, there we go. Almost deleted that. So as we take a look at the daily, well, this is going to be bar number, it appears, let me see, 8, 4, yeah. So this is going to be bar number 8 of a TD9 count. What I'm not clear about, though, on this chart, well, actually, I'm pretty clear that if American Airlines continues to move higher, pretty good chance this count is going to disappear because bar number 9 will not form properly based on what I'm looking at out here. So then I've got to say to UV that I don't see the bottom signal with regard to a TD9 count. I see a different bottom. So in order for me to do that, I've got to come back here and draw that in. That's the A to B equals CD pattern out here. Now, it's probably going to be close, but let's go take a look at it anyways. The A point down out here would have been the high from June the 5th. The C point is the low from the trading session of June 11th. And your C point is going to be the high from June 17th out there. So let's see. Well, we're really pretty far away from the A to B equals CD, so I can't even give you that out here because that would have given us a 971 price projection. So, okay, I don't have a bottoming pattern other than price pulling back to a key level of support and bouncing off that. And bar number 8, but we really have to wait at least till tomorrow to be able to determine whether or not this is a lower low that did occur today, but we need bar number 9 to complete, and so you'd have to wait till tomorrow. Now, you've got resistance up at 1481 right now, then 1656, 1906, 2151 out there. But American Airlines may be making that A to B equals CD to the downside pattern out there. So a reason to wait. On the weekly time frame, anything else that we have out here? I don't have anything else. I don't have anything else to add to our analysis. And if I look at the monthly out here for American Airlines, what do we have? Well, let's get over to the current data. Nice Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, price run into resistance. It's bearish structured monthly profile. Price now pulling back to a key. Oh, that's the weekly time frame we're still on. That was the weekly. Let me try to get over to the monthly. On the monthly. Monthly forms wave number 7 or letter G as a bottom. Price running resistance, Stevie's red line, 1861. You can see this 2V. That's Stevie's red line on monthly basis is really going to be critical out here. So I think you wait. Even though price, we understand why it's bouncing because price came back to support on a weekly basis. But I can't find solid enough reasons to suggest that you get into that trade out there. So I hope that helps you out. Let's take a look at, you also asked about the Dr. Copper out here. So let's go do that. Let's take a look at how copper is trading. You can see all of the forward futures contracts. So give me a moment to get back here to the Doctor. Here we go. We've got Dr. Copper. And here you've got the July contract. Still the active. July, September has got more volume, actually. But you can see the July. You can see September. You can see December. And you can see March of 2021. And what we can see in each of these future contracts right now is prices taking on some resistance levels. And it's descending trend line. I'm pulling some of these charts back so that you can see it just a little bit easier. So you can see that copper is basically dealing with trend line resistance for all of its time frames. Now, if copper can move above this, where is copper headed to? And that's a great question. Well, we'll take a look at the daily time frame. What do we know about the daily time frame? The last high that occurred out here was on a TD9 count. And prices basically has not been able to take out that high. This is going to be bar number 7. Today is going to be bar number 7, or should be bar number 7 of a TD9 count. And knowing that the 9 count identified the last top, the last, it's very possible. Very possible that I guess with regard to copper, I would say you need to sit and watch price over the next couple of days here. It could be that what the Doctor is doing is setting up to $2.88. That's its next TD9 count breakdown level. But knowing that we've got an active TD9 count out here, now this is July, will this let me put up September? Let me do this here. I don't know if this chart will let me do it or not. Okay, yeah, we're good. Same setup, same patterns. When we take a look at the September contract out here. So I would just sit tight. I would just sit tight for the next couple of trading sessions out there. So, V, I hope that helps you out with regard to both American Airlines and the Doctor. Next question. Let's take one that came in from the Tiger's Den. I believe the ticker symbol is SEE. So give me a moment to get all the way back to our 3-panel review out here. Where is it? Here we go. So let's go see. Is it SEE? I think it is. I hope it is. It is. Sealed Air is the name of the company. I used to use Sealed Air, or one of their distribution centers back in the day, so to speak. So here's what we know about SEE. Traded right now today up into resistance. That's the top of its daily profile. So 32.75 is the nut that it needs to take out. It may do that. Price is above the a weekly profile. That's 31.51. And if, in fact, from a profile perspective, you can see the daily close above the top of that daily profile, that would suggest we would see a move up to 37.60 or to 42.74. That's over on the monthly time frame chart out there, the bearish structured profile. I'd be going with the 37.60 number. But let's see what other patterns might be present when we take a look at SEE out here. We'll start with the monthly time frame. We'll work our way back. On the monthly time frame, you can see price running into resistance. That is Stevie's red line. So 33.86 is a number that you want to see this get above. I don't have a... Maybe I could draw in a Gartley buy pattern out here. But price would need to close above 33.86 to really get us interested. Let's look at the weekly time frame, see if we can figure out any patterns out here. Wave number 7, TD9 count bottom. Nothing of significance to the upside. Other than price pulling back. It's right above the top of that weekly profile out there. So this may be making its way up to, so the weekly time frame chart, Jimmy, may be making its way up to 39.99. That's that TD9 breakdown level. That's the message from the weekly chart. Absolutely. If we take a look at the daily time frame out here, we've got wave number 7. That's letter G, so we understand the top. Price pulling back. No real bottoming signal out here, but nothing too bearish, so to speak, and you just now need to see price close above that resistance level, the top of that daily profile out there. So how are we going to summarize SEE? The weekly looks really good, And if the daily can close above your level of 32.75, you were looking for some type of trade, this would suggest that it wants to continue moving higher out there. So that one was for Jimmy D inside the Tiger's Den. We get back from this break here. I believe we've got the 2-minute wrap. We've got a question about UNG. So we'll take a look at natural gas out there and see what it says. I believe that natural gas has a confirmed by the D point of an A to B equals CD pattern. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets. This is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive.
We take it every morning. Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So Johnny D wants us to take a look at natural gas. He's looking to take a long trade on UNG. Now, Johnny, I didn't get a chance to go take a look to see what natural gas contracts are inside the UNG. So you want to do that. Here you can see that August is the active contract, but it's possible that it's split into 2 or 3 contracts. And if that's the case, then you really want to be taking a look at the patterns for each of those time periods. But here's what we do know. In taking a look at August, September, October, and November out here, what we can see is, first you can see substantial descending trend line resistance. That price is going to have to clear. So the bounce so far today is run right up into resistance, trend line resistance. It's also run into other resistance, the bottom of its daily profile. So the August contract, which is the active tradable contract right now, ran right up into the bottom of its daily profile, 1.711. We're trading right now 1.709. So it's run right into resistance out here. Now, this is a buy the D point. I'll show you the pattern here momentarily. But we can also see resistance was hit and held in September. And it was hit and held in October, and the same thing for November. So what we clearly know is that there's been a nice bounce right up into resistance out there. And it's very clear, so that makes it very easy for us. Now, Stevie said there was a buy the D point. What the Sam heck does he mean by that? I mean, here's our A to B equals CD pattern. You and I drew this in here a week ago. It'll be on any time we looked at the natural gas contract. It'll be out there. Remember, when price made that 1-to-1 A to B equals CD, it was a wide-ranging bar, and Stevie said, even though it was wave number 7, letter G, which is a possible bottoming signal, you can't enter on a wide-ranging bar. Then we saw Friday, a much smaller bodied bar, and that helped to establish now what appears to be the three-river Morningstar pattern. Now, won't know till the candle closed, but right now, pretty good chance that that's what we have going on here. So that's your buy the D point. And price is traded above Stevie's red line, Johnny. So this would say you can take that long trade in UNG, and your stop would be, I would say, a close below the low from Friday out there. So hope that helps you out. Folks, stay tuned for 2 more great hours, and check back in with me tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the Trader's Edge. Have a magical Monday. Thanks for being here.